Stephanie Mullen, here to quickly show you how to use the lower thirds from the Rampant Filmmaker Toolbox in Final Cut Pro 10. Now before I start, let me say really quick that all Rampant Filmmaker Toolbox effects are ProRes and can be read by both Mac and PCs. If you're working on a PC, check out the description below for a link to download the free ProRes codec. The installation is simple and you'll be up and running in no time. Okay, let's jump into Final Cut. Now, there are a couple of things we're going to talk about, but the very first thing we have to talk about is how do we import our lower thirds into Final Cut. This is really simple. We're going to go over to our library panel right here. We're going to right click and we're going to say Import Media. Now, you need to go and find wherever you stored your effects. Mine are going to be over here. I'm going to click on there. And here are my lower thirds. I'm going to click on the folder and I'm actually going to create a new event and I'm going to call it Lower Thirds. And I'm going to say import selected. All right, now all of our lower thirds have been imported into Final Cut and you'll see them right here. And the three things we're going to really focus on are how do we cut our lower third to fit the length that we need? How do we change the color? And then how do we add text to make it look right? All of these things are really, really simple. So let's start with number one. How do we cut this to length? It's very easy. So let me take a lower third clip. I'm going to drag it to my timeline. And I want to actually let this play through so you can see the entire lower third. You're going to see that there's going to be an intro animation. There's going to be a hold point. And then at the very end, you're going to see that there's going to be an exit animation. Okay? So all of these things together, the intro, the hold, and the exit is going to allow you to sort of make this and cut this to be what you need. And to do that, we're going to go to our clip and we're going to find where it's fully animated. I'm going to take my blade tool, I'm going to cut it there. And then we're going to go to the end and also find where it, right before it exits, starts doing the exit animation. I'm going to say cut there. Take my arrow tool, I'm going to cut the middle out. The magnetic timeline is going to automatically cinch these together. So let's go ahead and play this one. There's the intro, there's the hold, and then here's the exit. A lot shorter. Okay, that's nice, but you can make it however long you want. So say I wanted to make this, that's too short. So just extend that last clip out, just like that. And now you have a longer lower third. We want to keep it short and simple, so let's keep it like that. Perfect, all right? So that's how you cut the length. Very, very easy. Now, how do you change the color? Well, let's go ahead and do that next. And we have different types of lower thirds in here. We have textures and we have just black on white, we have gray, so whatever, anything that you see in here, everything can be changed, the color can be changed. So let's first start with a black and white lower third. So I'm going to add this here, and here's my lower third, okay? Now to change the color of this lower third is very simple. All we're going to do is we're going to go over here to our effects, we're going to go down to color, and I'm going to take the color correction tool, I'm going to drag that on top of my clip, then I'm going to go to the inspector, and in the inspector underneath effects you'll see color correction. So I'm going to click on that, and here you can work on the global coloring. So if I take this as the global, this is shadows, midtones, and highlights. But let's just work with the global color. If I pull this up, there you go. You'll see we have all these color choices. Very nice. So there, let's just stop there. And if we rewind this, you'll see how easy it is to add the color. And there's our green lower third. Perfect. Okay. And you can do this with all of our other lower thirds as well. So let me go ahead and show you. So if you have a lower third that already has color on it, it's really simple to add in and change the color for yourself. So let's stick with these paint strokes that we're working with so that it's similar. I'm going to drag this down to my timeline, and you'll see here this already has color. So let me play this for you. So it's like a dark blue and then a light blue on top. Now you can keep it like this, which is great, but if you want to change the color of this, it's the same way as the other clip. Just take my color correction effect, put it on top, and you'll see the inspector. Here's the color correction. Now this one you can work with the global, which would change all of the clip, the global clip, or you can work with, say, just the shadow, which is going to change the back color. So maybe let's do a pink, okay? And then if I work with the highlight, it's going to change the front of it, so maybe we want to change it to like a green. So we have like a green and a maroon. All right, so let me rewind this and let's play this one. Play that. And now you've changed the clip color from being the blue to this green and red. You can do this for all of the clips. Doesn't matter. You just put a color correction on there and change it and you're done. And go crazy. Have fun with all the coloring. Okay, so that's easy. So we've cut the clip. We've changed the color. Now let's try to put it all together. Let's add text to our lower third, which is really what the most important thing is. And I want to actually I'm going to make a complete lower third. So I want to start with a background. And I'm using this. This is from the Toolbox. This is Bokeh Background 15. Okay, it's really nice. But I'm going to use a lower third, and I'm going to use one of the social media lower thirds because I just think that they're really, really awesome. So where's the one I want? I want the Twitter, which is right here. Drag that to the top. I'm going to give it some breathing room, and let's watch this one. Let's play it through without any text. I'm going to push spacebar. There's our Twitter lower third animating on, and then of course it's going to animate off at the end. Scroll to the end, and there's the off. Now, you don't have to do this, but I recommend actually cutting your lower third to the length that you need before you put your text in. It's just a personal preference. You can do it now or do it later. I don't care. But I want to cut this because this is a little too long for me. So I want to take my blade tool, and let's cut some of this middle out so it's a little shorter. And this is just arbitrary. I'm just kind of choosing things. I'm going to turn snapping back on. So I'm just choosing an arbitrary time, then I'm going to look at it. So let's watch it now, and we'll see if we like the actual length of it. So it comes on, it holds pretty good. You can read my Twitter handle, and then it would go off. Okay, that's actually pretty nice. Let's keep it like that. I'm going to rewind this. All right, now let's add our title. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over here to Final Cut's title tools. They have a ton. You can go through all of these, but I just want to use a basic title for right now. I'm going to drag that to my timeline right above my lower third, and you can see here, there's the title. All right, now to change all of the attributes and stuff like that, we're going to go up to our inspector, and we're going to go back here, and here's our title stuff. So first let's change the text. That's the most important. So click here. I'm going to say my Twitter handle is @FinalCutSteph. Okay, let's change the font to something a little more fun. Too far. I like this one, and let's up the size a little. Looks good. Now let's work on the video positioning. Let's go down first, and then we'll go over. Oops, over. There we go. All right, so now I got my titles in place and everything's good. Now, there's something wrong though, because this is just popping on. So now we have to actually go and add a transition to make it look like it actually blends in with the lower third. And that's really easy. Final Cut has all these transitions. So here's our title. Let's go back over here. Let's go to the transition panel instead of the title. And there's a bunch of different transitions here, blurs, dissolves, different kinds of movements. You can use them all. I'm going to actually stick with just a wipe. So I'm going to go to wipes, and I'm going to scroll down here. Here's my wipe. All right, this is what we want for our title because our lower third of our Twitter lower third is doing a wipe. So let's drag this to my title. There you go. And I'm going to zoom in just a little bit so we can see what we're working with. Now, the first thing I want to do is get the intro animation correct so it actually looks right. And if you see here, that it's actually animating on, but it's animating on a little fast. So we're going to change that. And to do that, all I need to do is click on my transition here and just extend it out. This is going to change the duration of the transition. So let's watch this. Let's see if this works better. Let's play that. All right, I like how the Final Cut stuff is transitioning on. That's nice. Now, all I have to do now is fix the length so that the clip so that it actually matches the lower third. So we're going to just turn off snapping for right now. And I'm going to move this down. And this is just going to be playing with it to see. So it looks like it came on a little. So it needs to come on right here. Let's just rewind it. Let's see. And all the way through. That actually looks pretty good. So let's play this through and see what happens. Roll that through. Comes on. There's my title. Perfect. There's my Twitter handle. I love it. Looks great. Now let's do the ending. All right. So first thing we want to do is I want to extend this transition out a little bit. I want to do the duration. It's a little fast for me. Okay. So then we have to work with the actual length of the clip, which we can do by putting our mouse here and moving it back. And then let's see where we are now. Now the thing you'll notice is our wipe is going the wrong direction. Well, let's fix that first. Let's click on the actual transition, go up here to the inspector, change the direction from right to left. That way it'll look a little better. And then if we see, let's just play it through the animation and it goes off. Look at that. Okay, so let's play this all the way through. Comes on, it holds. It's a good length of time, and then goes off. And that's it. You're done. There's a simple, easy lower third, looks great, animates on, and all I had to do was do the title and the transitions. It could not be any easier. I love it. I love these lower thirds. And that's all there is. I'm going to go ahead and rewind this so we can play it. And that's that. Very simple, very easy. Change the color, change the duration, and then add your text and your title and your transitions, and you're done. If you're interested in any more Rampant Filmmaker Toolbox tutorials, check out the link below. And if you have any questions, you can always leave a comment. We'll be happy to help. Thanks for watching. Bye!